Long time no see. When was the last one? It was about a week ago. Well, by the time this is out, 2 weeks maybe? I'm not slacking, we've had a lot on. Joe's had a lot on, been busy filming, so I haven't been able to get him in. And I've had probably the busiest 2 weeks, 3 weeks of my coaching career so far, and alongside other stuff, so everything's been going really well, which I'll touch on soon. But for the first time, I would say, in my competitive bodybuilding career, I prioritise, not that I don't prioritise clients, but I prioritised other things that took me out of my structure, my routine. So anybody who knows me or is close enough to me knows that I'm just a robot. Every day's the same. I don't miss a beat. Whereas this last few weeks before now, or the 2 weeks before this week, was just a little bit here and there, a lot of travelling, a lot of clients to see, go over, a lot of work. Admittedly, maybe took on a little bit more than I could do. I've reduced some numbers now, and I just didn't like it at all. So everything's been established, back in robot mode. And again, what comes with that is pretty much a lack of social media for me and this sort of stuff, because I just switch off and do what I need to do every day. Work, eat, train, sleep, and repeat. So it's going to be difficult. It's not going to be difficult in terms of me keeping it up, because we've got Joe behind the camera now who's prompting me for a video every now and then when he needs a new camera or something. But it's just going to be difficult for me to remember to fit those things in when I'm just so locked in now. So no excuses. I'll do my best. But today we're in for delts with a chest top up. So we'll start with a little bit of chest, and we're going to do 2 presses and a fly for chest. We'll start with the Cybex Eagle press because it hits me the best on a nice incline. And then we've got some Nautilus stuff in, the pin loaded Nautilus press, which I used a couple of weeks ago, which was nice. And then a fly, so either a cable fly or one of the new fly machines that the gym's got. And then we'll go into some delt stuff as well. So last time you saw as well, rambling, that was with Ludo, taking a lot of cues from Ludo in training. I like some of the stuff doesn't quite work for me, or I don't feel it as well, so there's a lot of like mixing up at the minute. But in general, training is still very much the same, high volume, high reps, just slightly trying to get heavy where we can. Especially today with having 3 chest exercises, I will try and prioritise load a little bit more on this session, whereas my main chest session will be the usual stuff that we do. So we'll get into it, we'll see how we get on, and we'll go from there. It's like my favourite chest press of all, well, I say it all time so far this. Just having a conversation with one of the guys about previously I've not been able to hit my chest. When I've been training chest, I've had to really focus on feeling it. Whereas now I can get in the movement and feel it straight away. So this year is simply about being able to move a little bit more weight in this position and build some tissue through it. So I've probably got 2 weeks left of recovery phase. So this recovery phase for me has just been 200 milligrams of test only, nothing else. So there's no insulin in there at the minute, there's no growth hormone, there's no nothing. Creatine, 20 grams of creatine on top. And it's been interesting. I feel good. I think that's largely down to the CPAP machine, and I'm still getting some pumps because I'm titrating my food up nicely. I'm about 5,500 calories, which leaves me at about between 257 and 260. My weight's stagnating here, but I don't really want to push too much now up until like we press the button and put the insulin back in and stuff like that. So just having a period of figuring everything out, which I'm pretty much there now, and just allowing my body just to get healthy and full and ready to push, which I feel like I could do from here, but I'll wait it out and be patient, like I tell all my guys to be. So I'll do 4 sets now, and I'll just get heavier every set, so 12 to 15 reps. I won't really reach failure up until the last couple of sets. So my first 2 sets are almost potentiation priming sets. Really get the blood in the chest, really squeeze, feel good. The 3rd set, I'll go close to failure. 4th set, heavy, I'll go to failure. Not that it matters, because on 200 milligram of test, I'm not really going to build any muscle, but it's all good practice. People used to always hammer me for having the same water bottle. It was a different water bottle every time, just the same Highland Spring one, upgraded, so fuck you all. Because I'm concentrating, not on strength work, but a little bit more on loading, my time between sets will be a little bit longer than it would be if I was doing 4 sets of 20, for example. Just, again, to give not necessarily my chest a rest, but to give, for me personally, my scapulars and my bracing position a little bit of a rest, so I can be as stable as possible when I go in the set again. If I go into the set when I'm tired and I'm going to try and lift a heavy load, for me personally, on my body, I don't know what it is. I either don't have the skill or the ability to be able to stay in that position and press without other things moving and not staying on the muscle. So I'm not saying that's right for everybody, but that's just what's right for me. Because I need a big chest this year, or just a chest, just some sort of chest will be fantastic. If not, I'm going to Turkey for some implants. I'm a full kit wanker today. Oversized t-shirt on, oversized shorts. I haven't got the socks on. I thought maybe a step too far. But if you want to look as cool as me in the gym, I'm laughing because Joe's laughing at me. But you can always visit the oversized store. I don't know what size this is. 4XL, I think. Stretchy, but fitted, but baggy at the same time. Right, okay, so chest feels really warm now already. Feels like I've got sort of a pump. So I want to try and keep the same form where I've been slightly squeezing my elbows together and getting that squeeze on my chest on this set for possibly like 10 reps with this load. Don't try and speed anything, don't try and slow anything down. I don't, not being too technical about it, but just getting that same feeling at the end. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it on the next set, but while I'm fresh in this end range, I think I can get it here. But I will get it here. There's no ifs. Okay. That's the one. That feels nice. That's why that's my favourite machine. I just connect so well. So one thing I found, which I know is the case anyway, I stopped taking growth hormone a long time ago, from the first show actually, when we pulled it out for that week. I just never put it back in. It makes me really, really watery, but like my skin feels rubbery. So taking the insulin out, I've been much leaner and drier, so I can see where the fullness is. So insulin's going to create false fullness because of the water that's driven into the cell. You're going to be fully pumped all the time, especially when you're training at the frequency and the volume as I am. It provides a false sense of musculature really, which is great if you just rocking around trying to look massive, but sometimes that's not always translated into muscle on the stage. So it was interesting to see where my body parts were. So for my triceps were so full, for example, my legs were always full, my back was full, but my delts and my chest and even my biceps to an extent were just flatter because they're the areas that don't have as much density in. So it was nice, it's been nice to strip everything back and to be like, right, okay, these are the areas I can see, which I knew anyway, but it's just nice to see how far behind the other ones are, and it just gives me a really good clear picture now of what I need to do, which is just overall mass for being such a tall guy, but just density of chest is the biggest one. Which is funny because when I first started training, all I wanted was the big chest, big arms and big delts, and it's the only thing I don't fucking have. Bastards. Don't have yet. After 20 years of training I might get it. You want this? Yeah, I've got a couple of minutes yet anyway. Alright, that's sound, bro. You know you're struggling with these men's physique guys are catching you up. No, I'm feeling really positive at the minute. With so much stuff going wrong, that's like, it's in a bit of a shit place mentally, and I'm never that guy. I can always see what's going to be going on, but I've been hit from left, right and centre that it's like fuck, especially after the season I had where it was like I've got so much work to do, which I love the fact of that because I like work, but he was like I need to get on, and you know, for whatever reason something weren't letting me. But now it is, so we're good. But yeah, it's a really good start. I feel nice and full. Come on, get it in, get it in, get it in. Nice.
That stretch is unbelievable on that.
On this. Can you move the seat forward and back? Yeah. Oh yeah. It's nice in that end range. Well, let's find it then. Let's get it on and keep it there. That's it. Right, it's on now. Every rep like that. Chest up, chest up, chest up. Now drive. Yes, okay, now we're working. Make chest fail. Make chest fail. Come on. Yes. Nice. It's perfect that. So with this, I'll go, whereas they did 4 sets pyramiding up, I'll do the sets pyramiding down. I've used a lot of energy on there. For me, like again, a chest that's a weaker muscle. People with a good chest might be thinking, why? Fatigue's very fast. Stabilising joint around the shoulder, for me, fatigue's very fast. So if I were to do legs, I could just keep getting stronger and stronger every set. Whereas this, I need to now, where my chest is the freshest, it's almost like top set, back off set, but starting with a heavier set and then coming down so I can still get that range, if that makes sense. Okay. We need to do a full day of eating next. We said that last time, didn't we? I introduced seafood back in my diet. Like, I'm not someone who would ever eat fish voluntarily. Like, it's just not. And we have a joke because every time I go get the fish pie mix from Tesco, it's never in stock. I'm like, who the fuck is cooking all these fish pies? Like, who eats fish pie on the daily? But it's just never in. So yeah, I introduced fish mix, which is just cod and haddock, as a pre-workout meal. So I did say I don't like chicken. I do like chicken. I don't like chicken and rice together. And the reason is I've eaten it for fucking 10 years, every day. I just couldn't eat it again. So my breakfast is still like bagels and eggs and turkey bacon, chicken sausages, which I don't like that concept. For me personally, ideally I want to go back to fish and rice, but I'll get there when I can. So fish has been introduced there. So now I just need my breakfast sorting of ideally either like a beef and a rice or something like that, beef and cream of rice. And then nutrition for me personally is then all single ingredient whole foods, and then add the shit in, add the Nutri-Grain bars and the cookies and stuff like that when that's maxed out. Just keeping midsection small as well. I don't know if some of you noticed, like this year, like my lower stomach was like played up a little bit, and I was really paranoid that like fucking I maybe blew my stomach out. But when I've looked over previous preps, that has always been there. The difference is I've always been leaner. Like in other preps I've just been peeled out my mind, which means my midsection's fucking tiny. Whereas this one I didn't get quite as lean as I normally do. And I think that's I know looking at previous pictures, like the condition I competed at, I was like 3 weeks out condition to normal. And then that's where that lower stomach sort of disappears in my vacuums and stuff. So next time I need to be peeled. But I also need enough muscle mass to sustain that level of condition. Someone asked me what my intro workout was. At the minute, 75 grams of carbs from CarbX from Strong, or you can use any HBCD. 10 grams of creatine, 20 grams of amino acids, 2 grams of pink salt, and Hydromax. Scoop Hydromax as well, which is another Strong product, which is like a hydration formula, which is like, if you're from the UK especially, you know what Hydromax is. You know the code by now. I just said to Alex I'm going to do straight sets, but I lied. I'm going to do a drop set. I'm going to do a heavier set now where I'm only going to get like 5 or 6 reps and then pump them out. Yeah, happy with that again. 2 good exercises, 2 good connections. Fly exercise now. I'm gonna give the Nautilus Nitro a go, what we've just got in here about a month or so ago, but I haven't been training it much recently. I only come and train here to film YouTube because it's terrible light and Joe loves it. No, but I've still been up at Durham a lot. I like it there. Nice vibe, it's clean, crisp. Just the chest kit doesn't suit me. So if I could take this, that, and a couple of other things to Durham, I'll be there. Or I'll find an alternative gym around Middlesbrough area that's good for chest, and just train chest there. Really good. Hits me a lot here, not here, and I need more of this. So the cable fly, I can bring it higher. I just don't think this will hit me in the area that I need it. Where do you feel that when you would do it? Like here and here, yeah. So I want to feel it here. On a fly, I want to feel this. This part of my chest is all right. Well, more developed than clavicular. So we'll do a cable fly with the support pad. So it's almost like a cable press fly. Bit of the triple drop set now, and that's done for chest. So it's just a top up that. Happy with the 2 pushes, and then this is okay. Yeah. reps done. Some delts now. I felt quite nice actually in the end, that little triple drop set. Just not being able to quite get it short and then get it short and then get it short is nice. I feel like my pump, I felt bigger in my pump than I look at myself in the mirror. I'm like, oh yeah, I feel quite big. I'm fuck. Still Natty, because I am actually natural now. I don't care what anyone says. We've done like 6 weeks in Natty. I've got a calendar at home, just crossing days off. No, it's actually really important that you don't become reliant or obsessed with being on cycle. I feel like people are just constantly chasing being on cycle all the time because that's where they make improvements, but it is an overall process. There has to be times where you're away from all of that. Ideally, the longer the better. Typically, the better your genetics are, the more chance you've got in holding the progress you've made or just looking better in that phase. A lot of people who are heavily reliant on drugs, when they come off them, they're just the composition changes massively, the look changes massively, and then basically they shit themselves. Oh, I need to get back on straight because I need to look like this. But you also need to know, especially if you're a bodybuilder or a competitive bodybuilder, that there's a purpose before when you're on a cycle and when you're off. When you're off cycle, you're holding everything that you've built. You're getting healthy, you're getting responsive. Your body's basically, you're not dying. And then obviously when you're on cycle, it's completely up to you on how hard you push things. But I just feel like people stigmatise the fact that you're off as being a bad thing when really it's probably the best time that you can have. You can be a little bit more relaxed in my opinion. People say you need to train harder to keep all the gains. It's not really true. I feel like you need to, like I mentioned it before, you need to really do something out of the ordinary to let go of muscle mass. Unless you're dropping body weight fast because you're not sticking to your diet and you've been at peak weight, that's different. But just enjoy the phases. And one thing I used to do was dread a cruise or a recovery phase, but now it means that at the end of this phase I'll take 3 or 4 days rest, maybe in the sun somewhere, and then it's time to go for that next 6 months. Not a minute will be missed, but this is almost like R&R time, resting, letting your body recover before you go. Right, okay, so we'll start with some, I don't want to do the cable rant again. I'm not going to do it. Change the plan again. We'll do the prime. I don't typically like using the prime first because it's very difficult not to use trap in this machine for me. Or most people, I think. So I'll go nice and light, just make sure I'm engaging the delt, nothing else. Rather than, what I typically do is use this as a heavier movement, but I can do that with the cable. Really trying to think about there more than anything is like pushing it out. I'm not coming up. I'm trying to like touch the wall, just force it out. Really trying to take any trap involvement out of it, which helps when you're doing high reps because it's not heavy where you often incorporate trap, or unless you're very good at just hitting your medial delt without traps, you go a little bit heavy. I think also not to think about it too much. I think sometimes we think about how to move too much, whereas really just that movement alone is gonna tax your medial delt. And like with Ludo in the last video, if you've not seen it, go and check it out, about training the whole shoulder and not just the delt. So we'll do some of that today as well. Like I said, with an incline press, a high incline press. We'll probably do that after this, once we just got the shoulders one. So I want to do a high incline press, which is going to hit some upper chest, but shoulders as well. I don't know if the Nautilus high press is going to be too front delt dominant rather than sort of like here rather than here, but I'll give it a go. I like that it comes in at the top. Using all these machines like I've never been in a gym before. Oh, this machine's good, this machine's good. Go slightly heavier this set, slightly heavier the next set. The reps will obviously go down, but as long as I can feel that, like bringing my elbows not here, bringing them here in front of me as far as I can. Really force it there so I can feel it through my shoulder. Chest up. Boom. Stretch. Explode. Boom. That was good. Just incorporating that little bit of a press into the sessions. Up. like Ludo was talking about last time, just training the whole delt, not just your, or training the shoulder, not just your delt. So obviously we've done 2 sets of medial, 2 exercises of medial. I've got 1 more set on each, and then we'll have a crack at the same sort of wide press and stuff we were doing before. I felt really nice that training the joint as much as the delt itself. I don't know where to push from, but it definitely feels like more shoulders getting worked there than just a little bit of a try that at home. It's very, very different, but like in a good way. In a good way. So rear delts actually feel reasonably pumped on. My traps a little bit from that movement as well. So I'll do some rear delts, but it'll just be a reverse fly today, and then some abs. And that's session done really. So we've done 3 chest exercises, high incline press, delt machine, 4 delt exercises by the time we finish this. 4 or 5. 1, 2, 3, 5 delt exercises. So that's 8 exercises, which is quite a big session really when we're doing 3 or 4 sets at a time. But again, delts aren't really a huge body part that you need to train. It's not like we're training a lot of mass in terms of like a back muscle or something like that. So you can afford to do a little bit more.
At this stage, you need a little bit.
Right, abs. I just do 50 abs. That will go up to 75 and then 100, but right now I'll do 50. Shredded it. Merchandise. So these are like the new sort of like rag top colours that we're going to trial. Which is, I don't know, what would you call that? A grey? You've got the little oversized random logos on what we're going to have on the next one. But these will be too small for me. Might be a bit small up for a rag top for me. Is it? A bit small. Getting too fucking big, boy. If you're feeling brave, you gotta be some man to wear that though, aren't you? You gotta be big and tanned. You gotta be fucking big and tanned to wear that. Yeah, but I'm neither. I don't know if I can get this off. I can't get it off. I'll get this off first, man. Again, these are unisex. Nothing stopping the ladies wearing a rag top. That's nice. That's nice, isn't it? They feel like too good to train in there. Like that material's class. They're comfortable. So we got these, some new t-shirts as well coming out, which are nice. We've got like some like motivational tees, rather than just like logo stuff like this. We've got like some with like writing on the back. What are you laughing at?
Motivational tee. It says like, just take a trend, give me toes, something like that.
Yeah, got one tee and it says on the back, put your fucking shoes on. I know, I'm not joking. Yeah, we're going now. We're done, aren't we? We're going on to eat. So that's delts and chest, deep into cruise, into recovery phase. Feeling good. CPAP machine's doing its thing. And yeah, just being patient in the pursuit of muscle, which is very important for everybody. Aggressively patient, which I like to say. And then we will do a full day of eating next time. We've done a lot of training stuff now. We've been through pretty much everything. The only thing that's going to change in the training now is a few intensifiers in there and me getting fucking stronger. Ideally next time we do a training video, I'll be bigger and stronger, which is always the goal. And then obviously the good stuff, which you all like to talk about, or all like to watch, is like what the cycle's going to be, how much insulin I'm going to put in, how much growth hormone I'm going to put in, and stuff like that. And as always, I'm going to be honest with you. Am I going to push it this time? Probably about the same. I'm going to go over last year's data with meal loss and see where I was really in the groove and what I really felt good on, where I got the most out of that cycle and previous cycles as well. Put something together, tell you my reasoning behind it, and then just run that, like 5 grams of that or something. I'm only joking. I am only joking, not 5 grams. Yeah, yeah. No, I'll be well under half of that. And that's it, guys. So if you do us a favour, go and check out the oversized stuff. Again, this is, I say it helps me out, but it's like a non-profit thing. We don't use the money for it from anything apart from to just make new projects, really. And also, so if you haven't subscribed and you keep coming back and watching, please subscribe and hit the like button as well. Until next time, full day of eating. Catch you soon. Cheers, guys.